Hello, beautiful. Hello, handsome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. If you could please join me read the Bible. We are reading Genesis 38. If you could please join me. You have to bear with me. Normally, I read before I start. I read a day before. But yesterday, whilst I was reading, I dozed off. So you have to bear with me. Some of the words some of the words are really big, but just bear with me. And it came to pass that time that Judah went down from his burden, and he turned in a certain Adumite, whose name was Haran. And Judah and Judah saw there a daughter of a certain Canaanite, whose name was Shah, and he took her and went into her, and she conceived and bore a son, and he called his name Er. And she conceived again and bore a son, and she called his name Un. And she yet again conceived and bore a son, and she called his name Shalan. And he went in Kazid, and when she bore him, and Judah took a wife from his firstborn, whose name was Tamar. And Judah's firstborn was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord slay him. And Judah said unto On, Go in into thy brother's wife, and marry her, and raise the seed to thy brother. And Un knew that the seed should not be his. It came to pass when she went into his brother's wife that he spoiled it on the ground, lest that he should give a seed to his brother. And that thing which he did displeased the Lord, wherefore he slay him also. Then said Judah to Tamar, his daughter-in-law, Remain a widow at thy father's house till Shalah my son be grown. For he said, Lest Peradventure he die also his brethren did. And Tamar went and dwelt in her father's house. And in the process of time, the daughter of Shan, Judah's wife, died, and Judah was comforted and went up into his sheep shearer in Tamnah, he and his friends around the Adumite. And it was told Tamar, saying, Behold, thy father-in-law goeth up to Tamar to share his sheep. And she put her widow's garment off from her, and covered a veil, and wrapped himself, and sat in an open place where it be the way to Tamar. You saw that Shalom was grown, and it was not given unto him a wife. When Judah saw that, he thought her to be a harlot, because she had conceived her face. And he turned into her by the way, and said, Go to, I pray thee, let me come in unto thee. For he knew not that he was his daughter-in-law. And she said, What would thou give? What would I said, Come into me. And he said, I will send thee a kid from the flock. And she said, Wilt thou give me a pledge till thy seed, till thou send it? And he said, What pledge will I give thee? And he said, The sign and thy bracelet and thy staff that is in thy hand. And he gave her, and she came to her, and she conceived by her. And she rose again and went away, and laid her veil from her, and put a garment of her widowhood. And Judah sent the kid by the hand of his friend, the Adumite, to receive his pledge from the woman's hand, but he found her not. Then she asked the woman of that place, saying, "Where is the harlot that was openly by the wayside?" And he said, "There was no harlot in this place." And he returned to Judah and said, "I cannot find her." And also the men of the place, said that there was no harlot in this place. And Judah said, "Let her take it to her, lest be shamed. Behold, I send this kid, and thou hast not found her." And it came to pass about 3 months after that he was told Judah, saying, "Tamar, thy daughter-in-law, has prayed the harlot, and also, behold, she is with the child of wedlock." And Judah said, "Bring forth, and let her be burnt." When she was brought forth, she sent to her father-in-law, saying, "By the man whose these are, I am with a child." And she said, "Discern, I pray thee, whose are these scythe and bracelets and staff?" And Judah acknowledged them and said, "She has been more righteous than I, because I give her not to Shammah my son." And she knew her again no more. And it came to pass in the time of her travail, that behold, twins were in her womb. And it came to pass when she travailed, on one part out his hand, and the midwife took and bound upon his hand a scarlet thread, saying, "This came out first." And it came to pass, as he drew back his hand, that behold, the brother came out and said, "How hast thou broken forth? This breach be upon thee." Therefore his name was called Perez. And afterwards came out his brother that had scarlet thread upon his hand, and his name was called Zaran. The Lord bless the reading of his word. Amen. Thank you so much for joining me.